Hi, super fun. And if you let us in, we'll show you how it can be done.
The Book of Mormon is about two young Mormon missionaries who get sent off on their mission, and they're super ambitious and ready to change the world and everything, but they don't really get the mission location that they were expecting. They get sent to Uganda, which was a surprise, and when they get there, kind of chaos, hilarity ensues, and it seems like instead of them changing the world, it kind of ends up changing them a little bit instead. The show is actually exactly the same. I mean, if you come and see the show here and then go the next night and see it on Broadway, you probably won't notice anything different except for the actors on stage, which is great. But traveling around is pretty much the only difference. But what's awesome is being able to bring this show to so many different audiences and see the same response. People just having an awesome time and laughing for a couple hours, which is great. It started so well, and that's why people keep coming back. I think that people find the show pretty relatable in a lot of ways. Kind of being a little disillusioned with things that you always thought were what you had to do, or sometimes goals change, or having to deal with things being not as they seem, and it's just so much fun at its core. But I think maybe what keeps people coming back, aside from the comedy, which everyone knows is there, is that there's a really great message with the show as well, of friendship and love, and kind of like, whatever you believe, as long as it's kind of helping people or making the world a better place, and that's valid too, and there isn't any sort of like one right way to do it. Well, I think certainly these days, since the show has been around for a few more years, that people have a better idea of what they're getting into when they come through the doors, as opposed to when the show first came out. But I think that it's maybe not as shocking as it was when it came out, because of the political climate and how comedy has kind of evolved as well. But it's certainly profane and offensive at times, but that's part of the allure. And when you're you're going to see something written by Matt and Trey from South Park and Bobby Lopez from Avenue Q, you can expect a little bit of that. The great thing about this show is that it's definitely bringing in a new audience, like you say, of people who might be South Park fans or who won't normally come to a musical, and they come here and be like, oh my God, I'm having an amazing time. But there's also a lot of nods to shows in the past, like classical Broadway shows that a lot of seasoned theater goers would notice as we go through. There's references to The Lion King, Wicked, The Music Man. I mean, so many, and they're kind of hidden throughout the show, little Easter eggs and stuff. So I think there's a lot for new audiences of people that wouldn't normally come, but also it's a traditional Broadway show, so people who are, big theater goers are going to have an awesome time as well.